Hello, welcome. Today I want to look into Brian Albert. I've been avoiding it because he looks like he looks intimidating. I saw him on, well, if you watch the trial, then you probably saw him too in the courtroom just staring at the jury. I don't know if he could have been more obvious that he was reminding someone that he paid them to find a guilty verdict, but that's a speculation. We're about to find out if he did. I have a sneaky suspicion that Brian Albert, perhaps, and I feel it could be really easy to trace because he just sold his house and we could find the financials of that, watch it go to the next house. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that pizza shops back in the day were ideal for the mafia. I actually went to a pizza shop in Springfield. I don't know where it was. It wasn't Springfield, actually. It's wherever UMass is. My little brother lives there. And it was the first pizza shop. It's now like a restaurant, and everyone probably knows it if you're familiar with that area. It was the first restaurant that the mafia used, and it feels very historic. Some shady deals might have gone down in there, and it's amazing food and great service. It was really fun. So we have the Eight of Cups just jumped. I haven't set an intention, so I'm putting it back in. My intention is to find out, what does Brian Albert know? What is he hiding? What do we need to know about Brian Albert? This is all allegedly for entertainment purposes only. No facts here. And I just checked with the tarot deck. I just called in the quarters and asked for protection. We're working with some super dark forces. Might just say we're not working for the good guys. There was a YouTuber who said that the word on the street is that he has some buddies under his belt, which I think he was trained in, he's ex-military. I don't know if he was a Marine or not, and I don't quote me on it. He has military experience, hand-to-hand combat. He was on TV for some Boston police. His eyes look evil and intimidating. And it happened to be on his front lawn that this all happened with John O'Keefe. This is the Boston police officer who was found on Brian Albert's front lawn. And Brian Albert is not stable mentally. I have a sneaky suspicion. This is all opinion. Oh, cards are ready. These cards are totally ready. All right. Brian Albert, what do we need to know? Well, welcome. If you're in the bleachers, these cards do not like to, oh boy. We have the D card right off the rip. Oh no, what if this was the trafficking stuff we just saw yesterday for Auntie Bev? Oh boy. Well, we're going to do this with true crime. We're not doing this like a regular reading. Okay, so the next card that we have is the Ten of Cups, the World. Oh, I have a little thing here that'll tell me I can see the balcony now. Okay. So I can make sure you guys can see. So, okay, we have the Five of Wands. Welcome if you're in the balcony. Oh, this one jumped. Oh boy. This deck doesn't like to be read in reverse. If you're in the balcony, welcome. Thanks for coming. Oh man. Can you see all these? Yes. Yikes. Oh boy. Oh boy. And I'm going to move all this stuff up. Move these over. Oh, we have plenty of room over here. Okay, Brian Albert. Boy. Okay. Okay. This is not good. All right, Brian Albert. Oh boy. Okay, I'm just gonna stop it right there. We have 3/8 though, I'll tell you that. Okay. I'm gonna stop it right there for a second because alright, I don't even know where to start. Okay, the card that jumped was the D card. And I don't mean dollar. We also have the hierophant here. I hope that's the internal, or it's a government investigation that is going on into the investigation. I hope that's what this is. Hopefully, if a YouTuber knows from Kentucky that Brian Albert has dead bodies under his belt, I hope that the U.S. government knows. I'm sure they do. I mean, come on, I'm not giving them enough credit. They run their investigations very, very thoroughly. So then, this in the Idaho case has meant fake happy home. This is the 10 of Cups. We also have the World, and Ethan and John have showed up as the dead little boy, number 4 of Swords, and he's right here. The world isn't ending. It's done. It's over. It's goodbye. Take your meat suit off. You're moving on. The card that jumped in the very beginning, before I even asked a question, was this 8 of Cups. He's walking away from what no longer serves him. We have the 5 of Wands. This is a battle straight up, if you can't tell. We have the Moon. Those are secrets will never come out. We also have Daddy Pentacles. You know that Brian Albert doesn't own the pizza shop himself, I don't think. But Chris Albert does, and he's on the town select board. And he's Daddy Pentacles. We also have the Knight of Swords. This is somebody who's ready to fight, ready to go into battle. He's already have the instructions. He's ready to go. We also got the 2 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles. To me, this means a decision. Choose our decision to me. Between a rock and a hard place or the weight of 2 decisions. He did have a decision to make, and the decision that he made ended up with a dead little boy on his front lawn. Ethan, so this girl is being held against her will. Famous Fortune sees this as black magic. There have been jokes in the parody accounts. I'm sorry, I forgot to put the parody clips next to the clips. I'll try to remember. And I also wanted to thank our wonderful, beautiful friend who corrected her name. Now, let me just grab it. Had it. Sandra Birchmore was the Explorer. It was a police explorer program, aka child. I don't know. There's a lot of articles about it. She was an explorer. She had an inappropriate relationship. She didn't do anything wrong. These 3 police officers had an inappropriate relationship with her. One of them, allegedly married, was the last person seen leaving her apartment complex. She was found 3 days later by suicide. It has since then changed to murder, and these 3 police officers are the same crooked cops that we just saw for John O'Keefe. In some of those parody accounts, there is references to black magic. I don't know if it's real or not. The amount of darkness that we have, not necessarily on these cards, just tapping into them is like beyond. I feel like the Temperance in reverse card would explain how this feels. So this could be black magic or held against your will, which is a concerning card because this D card, and I don't mean dollar, I mean the D. This is what showed up for the girls in Idaho case for the OnlyFans account. And we did get trafficking yesterday for Judge. I don't even like to call her a judge, Bev. Auntie Bev. Ethan also showed us strength when his world came to an end and he was overpowered. The Empress is married to the Emperor, Jen McCabe. I don't think that Jen McCabe is married to an emperor. I think there's might be some funny business going on with Brian Albert and Jen McCabe. Weird. We also have the Queen of Swords. She is cutthroat. She's a leader. She's like the mastermind behind things, and she's the implement. She implements the plans. Jen McCabe. We also paid people off. We got that yesterday. I just did the Lally. It took about 10 seconds. I mean, Lally is his own, and he's not an animal. I honestly wonder if he's mentally capable of being a lawyer. And I know that sounds very judgy, and if you watch the trial, you know what I mean. Ay. I'm going to pull some of Ashley's cards. Ashley over at The Reckoning. I give her a shout out every day because when I do True Crime Tarot, they kill it. Absolutely kill it. I will put this here. Oh boy. I don't know why I'm getting the chills right now because I'm way overdressed. Ay. I don't know what I was expecting, of course. If you don't follow Ashley over at The Reckoning, please do. These are her Whispers of the Unsolved cards, and they kill it. Wonder how many people are going to go down for this, and I think that they should. They have all made horrible. I mean, it's just like when you're young. Oh boy. Well, the cards that just jumped before I even asked a question or set the intention was manipulation and gaslighting. This is straight up Lally. It was like gaslighting 101. It was worse than gaslighting. At least gaslighting is a little bit of a secret. I mean, they did intentionally put an inverted video up. And we also have top secret. Don't tell me that he did something top secret for the government. I hope that the government has a top secret investigation going on him. I mean, I don't really know what I'm looking for in Ashley's cards. They usually just do the right thing. Just tell us. Mental health. I knew it. Brian Albert is not mentally healthy. Dismemberment. Disposing of evidence. Oh boy. We know that John wasn't dismembered. Oh, I can't see. Oh boy. Disposing of evidence. Higgins disposed of the evidence. They went to school for this. I have too many clothes on. Oh boy. I'm just going to keep shuffling these because he is dangerous. Brian Albert is a very dangerous man. Hidden network, Epstein. Shit. Damn. Okay. So yesterday, I did a reading on Auntie Bev to see if she was compromised. She was. We also got something. I don't know what card it was, but we got something that said that there were underground tunnels. We know, and if you don't like facts and evidence, then I'm not the right person, that there are tunnel systems under Moscow. I have the tunnel system map from 1972 or something. And we got So tunnels to me means trafficking. It has in the Idaho case. We've also got an Epstein in the Idaho case. We just got Epstein again with this Canton case. They own a pizza shop, which could be completely harmless. My first job was at a pizza shop. But based on the information that we've collected in this reading in 15 minutes, I think that there's something a little bit bigger going on here. Bigger than Bev, bigger than Brian Albert, and it kind of reminds me of how Ghislaine Maxwell is taking the heat for this situation. Oh boy. Disposing of evidence, Higgins straight up admitted. I think he lied on the stand too. We have a male. Outer space crossroads. Military operation. Okay. So I think what's going on in Canton is way bigger than John O'Keefe. I don't know what the government will do with this information. I'm sure they're way ahead of me, but the Epstein saga, it's kind of clear that they have really no intention. They're using, I feel like, that black book, that list, as bribery. There's only one person in the whole world that has access to it, except somehow I have a copy of it, so I know that's not true. But they didn't bring any more charges or anything. So I have some concerns about this because I don't know if what we just found, it came out yesterday, and I was just really hoping that this was going to be like a corrupt judge and a corrupt something, and not human or drugs or children trafficking. I did just see a video, though, that America is the #1 trafficker, and we have the underground tunnel system to accommodate it. We also have gaslighting and manipulation, unhealthy mentally. Yes, I would say just by looking at him, he's not a healthy man. Maybe the money that they're paying these people off isn't going to be as traceable. Okay, if we were going to look for this money, if it's in, I guess it goes back to the LLCs. It always goes back to the LLCs. I don't really want to do a deep dive on it, but if anyone does, I would look at the Alberts and the amount of LLCs connected to their name. I'm guessing is going to be a lot. I'm also guessing that there's going to be some land in there. And I think that they're part of a bigger network. And I'm just saying that because the cards told me that. Hidden network with Jeffrey Epstein. I think he was a patsy or a plant of some kind. I try to stay as far away from the Clintons as possible. They have way too many suicides. I guess what we have here is, man, I wish that the Idaho case was this easy to find the head of the snake. I'm a little concerned about this dismemberment card, though. And it is a military operation. They're military trained. I mean, I guess we have all the answers that we need. I don't even know where to go from here. Like, how do you, once we bring it to the light, like, the, I'm just gonna live in a bubble with my purple sunglasses and pretend that the hierophant is just the good guys. They're here to save the day. The knights in shining armor. I don't really want to deep dive on this Canton thing. I bet you if we look at a map, though, Canton's like right on. I bet it's a hub of something. Probably the interstate. Oh, man. Trying to think, if I was a private investigator, what would my next steps be? I guess what I would do is figure out this money thing. And most of it's public record because it's houses and LLCs. I haven't heard of any GoFundMe's or any kind of Little Boy Blue money laundering thing. They own a pizza shop. Straight out of the movies. Mafia. All due respect to the Italian Mafia. I have a little Italian myself. Yikes. I guess that's what I would do, is find the LLCs, all of the ones connected to the Alberts, and then see where that takes me. Like, once you figure out the money, the house transaction will be easy. It's coming in through the pizza shop. Those are taxes, though, he'd have to file. And that's public. The pizza shop is making a couple million a year, or a million. I don't know how much pizza shop makes. Not all of this is going to be public record. It's like right out of the CIA declassified documents. I mean, they talk about it. It's very clear. I wonder if he's part of he's part of a bigger network. Like, does he have protection? I thought he was the enforcer. I would say that this is much, much bigger. Okay, if we were Sandra's parents and you hired a private investigator, what would you do as the private investigator? So I've never even looked into any of those cops. But that would actually make a lot of sense if these trafficking rings are using dirty cops. Oh boy. Like with the organization, I think it's very similar to Russia, the way that Eisenhower, I think, don't quote me on any of this, I'm just doing it from memory. I think it was Eisenhower who described Russia as like an enigma. It's like one of those China dolls inside of a China doll. So you can't really ever get to the end. There's no real, it's like a puzzle inside of a puzzle. And that's what I think we just stumbled upon. And I know that the government's involved. I'm just trying to think of it. If I was a private investigator, Sandra Birchmore, thank God that John, I want to thank John too. He took one for the team by exposing all of this. I did see, or maybe I read that he had a sole contract with Karen, and their sole contract was to expose this, which he's done a phenomenal job at. If I was a private investigator, I would go back to looking at the money. So you always follow money. That's like, it goes without saying. This might be as convoluted as Idaho, and I really don't want to deep dive. I really want that stuff to come out and justice to be served wherever it is. But Brian Albert, like, I think he reports to someone. I thought he was the big dog. Or maybe he is. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of money. There's straight up trafficking. According to the cards. This is all allegedly. I just read energy and archetypes. And the only person that we're missing right now is the Emperor. We have his wife and the Hierophant here. And I am just going to go in with those purple sunglasses that I used to have to wear at work. It's like see things through. There's a book about it I had to read in Corporaville. And just hope that the Hierophant's here to be the knight in shining armor of light. Are there a string of missing people in Boston? Like sex workers or anything? I should probably look. I can. But I think that's what we just stumbled upon. If there's like unsolved, and I'm going to go like this, unsolved, because I think we just stumbled upon an Idaho thing. Okay. And so if anyone does the research and would like to send it to me, my email address is kdp518@gmail.com. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole on this one. But if anyone does it or knows where I can find completed research, that would be awesome. Again, I would find a house sale. If I end up doing it, I feel like I might end up doing it because now I'm really curious, but I'd find the house sale. I think it's whatever the address was that this accident happened at. Trace the money to the new house and then look for any LLC. They also can put it under different names. It's really annoying. I don't know I know what we just stumbled upon. And it is as convoluted as Idaho. The thing that Idaho did that is way outside, and I won't go on about Idaho, but is way outside of the norm, was making this very, very public. Like the organization, I can call this the organization too, they don't make things public. There was a reason that they wanted that publicity. We already know about the house being turned into low-income housing. That happened in 2019. I haven't seen anything about him tooting his own horn about getting that passed, but he will. That's Green I'm talking about. Hey, Mr. Green. I don't even like calling you a Mr. Hey, Green. Scott Green. Porky little fingers. I'd just go to the LLCs, I guess. And there is a number of, if there are any unsolved, or yeah, I guess they're called unsolved, missing sex workers, like a string of them in the last 10 years. I'd go there, I guess, and then I would just see where that takes you. I'd go to that pizza shop too. There's some, I mean, they probably are already running undercovers in there. I'm guessing. Like, these are the feds. They're way ahead of us. But Brian Albert's hands are not clean. And it looks a lot bigger than John O'Keefe. And I mean, big, like Epstein big. He did get the Epstein card. And that's not the first time we got it for this Canton case, I don't think. can't wait to watch Auntie Bev crumble. I can't wait till that comes out. I'm sure it will, obviously. Oh, yeah, we just nailed the Matthew Perry case, too. I need to fix that, or do a confirmation. We called that like 8 or 9 months ago. I'm glad that they have a federal case on that, too. So with that, I will love you and leave you. If anyone wants to do the research, what I would recommend, or if you already know how to do it, is start with that sale of the house on, it's like 30-something drive or 33-something drive. Watch that money go from that sale into their next house. Then I would look for, or I'll run the background checks on all of them. Oh, that's what I should do. I could run some background checks on them and see what LLCs, if they have any LLCs connected to them, and then see where that is. Most of them aren't as obvious as Little Boy Blue or whatever that joke was. But I guess if I was a part, if I had a team, I would also have someone getting really cozy down there in Canton in that pizza shop. Stay away from Turtle Boy. He brings way too much attention. They won't talk about it around him, but yikes. This is big. This is like an Idaho 4 case, and that has taken a year to figure out. We're still working on it. The organization is an enigma so far. There is no top. There is no bottom. Well, we know the bottom. Bottom are the little minions. And Dead Over 60, that folder is filling right up too. I just found I found 2 the other day. Mysterious deaths over women over 60. If you have any ideas, let me know. There's nothing they don't have anything in common that I can find. But it's really curious. We found like 2 or 3 when Kaylee saw one of the women, and then I found a couple more. So I guess we all have a little homework, or if anyone has any ideas or wants to do the research, I can run all those background checks for you. Help save it. There was someone who wanted to join the research team. You're more than welcome. I'd, of course, love it. If you're with the church or your intentions aren't pure, I happen to be psychic, and so don't worry, I don't share anything either. I don't know if anyone has any ideas and so today I would like to do a mashup between Auntie Bev and Brian Albert. I just am curious what's going on with them. I just did a reading on Ricky, who saw John's car. He testified. World's fastest reading. He walked right through this test that he perhaps gave himself, but the challenges. He did the right thing. So, with that being said, I thought that said 7 minutes. I was like, I'm going to have to redo this one. Today I want to do, it's a mashup. The mashup is an energy intersection between Auntie Bev and Brian Albert. Guys, I hope you really like this green screen. I thought I just had something on my face, but it's like reflecting back to me. So, if you guys like it, I saw a comment. Thank you. Thanks for liking it. I thought that I had something on my face, but it's like the green behind me. So, perhaps we get to use our new cards today, too. Oh, let's do that. Let's, actually. Well, that'll be fun. I am going to do the intersection of Auntie Bev. First, what we'll do is I'm going to start with the regular deck. Auntie Bev and Brian Albert. And see where their energy intersects. And then they both continue on their path. It's literally a moment in time. If I do have something on my face, well then, every time I touch it, it's like the shadow. So, I will get this going, and we are going to do the energy intersection of Auntie Bev and Brian Albert. I've already prayed and set sacred space and asked for protection for everyone watching this, and myself, and my sacred space. And it's to hear the right words and say the right words. It's for those with ears to hear. I love quoting Jesus. All right, Auntie Bev. Something is so dark. I think that's why it keeps like going back. We'll do some more sage before we go into this. Something is super dark. Can't imagine what it is, but I just had like, I'll just tell you guys. I just saw something like, this is going to be the Diddy of Canton. That is not the kind of list you'd want to be on. But that's what I just got. Okay. I was not expecting that. All right. We had a jumper. I hope you guys can see this. Let me just check my... Oh yeah, you can see my list too. What the? Oh, Birchmore. Oh, welcome. Welcome to the table, Miss Sandra. Always happy to see you. This is has represented Colin Albert in the past. This is a wheel. They spun the wheel at a fight. They had a dead little, well, killed him, overkilled him dead. And so he's here. Oh, so is the hierophant. Ah. Oh, good. I love to see the hierophant. I wonder if, wait a second. Oh, here's chubby fingers. Well, I'm just going to tell you what I just thought. That was the thought that I just had, and I didn't know if I should say it out loud. I'll run here's our marriage up. Here's his girlfriend. He wants to get out of here. Really fast. He's been staying up at night. Oops, sorry. There are deals on the table. Oh boy, lots of people are bringing him offers, and I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that because I need to ask this question before I start talking about it out loud. I don't know if I can talk about it, then I'm going to tell you. If I can't, then we'll just move on. But what I want to know, is that was pretty clear. Definitely not no. Wait, definitely not no. I think there's supposed to be commas on that. Oh, I wonder if I'm going to ask it again because I don't know if I was clear enough. Am I allowed to talk about the thought that just came through? Am I allowed to? So if you're learning tarot, or anything, this is actually should go for life, but before you do a reading or during a reading, like what just happened, make sure that your questions are super clear and concise to the point. Ask if it's a few questions in one, do it one at a time. If you don't ask a clear question, then the cards can't give you an answer or a clear answer. So what I'm going to ask, before I was vague, I wanted to know if the question was yes or no. But what I'm going to ask is, am I allowed to ask this question out loud? Like, is it okay if we go down that road? It is likely. All right. It's possible. Okay. It is likely. That's a yes, right? And it is possible. That's a yes, too. Right? Just get a coin that says yes or no. Perhaps. Okay. That's being vague. All three of those answers were vague. So what I wanted to know, perhaps, and I felt like that's yes. What I was wondering, because of the way these cards fell, was we had the Hierophant. We love. This is Josh Levy. We love him. And he came out right before Chubby Fingers did. But the first thought I got was, did Brian flip? And then Chubby Fingers showed up, of course. Chubby Fingers, his roots run deep. I've been doing a few of my own investigations on Whitey Bulger and the connection to Canton. There's a lot of them. And Chubby Fingers, he might be the Leo that keeps showing up as much as I don't like him. It's not even I don't like him. He's just gross. So that was a question that I had was, did Brian Albert flip? That means there are some bigger fish. We know that. And I saw Sean on Twitter, or whatever we're calling it, but I call it Twitter, say, like, if you're impatient that the feds are taking so long, use those little fingers to type into Google, how long does a federal investigation take? And this would be a conspiracy. We don't know how big it is. We've picked up afternoon traffic of people, places, people, and perhaps party supplies. Like, there's what we didn't get was children. I don't know. Two of the three we've picked up. We've picked up money laundering. We've picked up. I mean, if it's money, it could be weapons too. I have no idea. Well, after I saw a podcaster who interviewed the gun shop owner when Higgins came in and he was like flexing his ATF. He's like the epitome of, anyway. And so we could have weapons. So what we have in this, just from tarot cards, this is allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Don't come for me. I'm a chick with a tarot deck. But if you're one of those people that's wondering why this is taking, first of all, look at P. Diddy. They've been investigating him. Well, there are papers back to 98. I graduated high school. I mean, that's a long time. And they have, and perhaps it's the girls that came forward. I have not been following that very closely for no particular reason. But you know who, I'll tell you that later. So look at, I mean, you're not the best because you rushed. Like Harvard doctors, well, they're still doctors. You don't like rush. You don't go to community college and then become a brain surgeon. Like there's time and commitment that goes into being the best. Like, so if you're impatient, use those little fingers to Google how long does a federal investigation take, because they have a nationwide success rate of like a 99%. It's like they don't do a shoddy job. So if you're impatient, think of at least, okay, so we might have afternoon traffic for two things. So that's a question. Laundering. I mean, we saw that in pizza shop months ago. There could be weapons. We could have money, weapons, afternoon traffic for kids, I don't know, for definitely party supplies, could be weapons. There's 5 things right there. That's 5 different departments that have to go in. So then, we have then you have the other stuff, the like white collar stuff, like lying on the stand, purging yourself. I mean, murder. The feds don't even investigate murder, really, in general. Then we have Sandra. She's right here. So now we have 8 departments, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. Then, we have Sandra's whole thing. Then we have corruption, possible corruption. The feds sent out the paperwork that said they were investigating possible corruption. We're at 9 departments. I mean, the feds aren't exactly known for I don't know, but I'm going to say, under Josh Levy's loving care and divinely chosen plan, we're at 9 departments. Well, I mean, I can think of one more. I don't know off the top of my head. The first thing I thought of was like real estate and the house at 34 Fairview. But so we're at 9 different departments. That's all individual. So and I know this from Diddy's thing. I haven't done, like I said, much research, but like the weapons laundering or whatever that is a department. You have trafficking. That's a different department. I mean, we perhaps have ATF agents. We have an internal investigation. There's our 10. We might have a state patrol that's completely corrupt. And I did just say this too, but that our friend who found the Nathan and Scott Hayes, and that explains too why I couldn't pick him up. I only could get the car. Energy. I made a short about it. That's all checking out. I mean, they may be investigating counties. Look at everything. All routes lead back to Birchmore. This is the name of the street. I want to name this street Birchmore. Welcome to this. Oh, we should name our studio Birchmore. It all starts with Birchmore. Well, she was the one, I think personally, who got the ball rolling. All roads lead back to Birchmore. Look. So maybe I will get a sign for our green screen that Birchmore Ave. Oh, that would be cool. I like that name. So we are going to use this fancy schmancy deck because I think this is just my opinion. I think I think that Albert might have flipped. I was trying to do an energy mashup of Lala, what's her name, Auntie Bev, but she didn't even show up. I'm getting hard, and I don't know. So my studio, I know it looks spacious from up there, but it's not quite as big as it looks. I mean, all right, I'm going to walk through this. Bev didn't even come, so the mashup is really, I guess, just a reading on Brian Albert because Bev's not here. I guess this could be a reading on Sticky Fingers and Brian because, all right, this is what I think this is. I don't, Bev's literally not here. Even if she's a chariot or a Scorpio. No, wait, what is she? Chariot is cups. The only cup we have here is Karen. I'm sorry, Birchmore. Sandra Birchmore's here. Birchmore Ave. Get a neon sign. Sandra's here. All roads lead back to Sandra. John, Sandra. Josh Levy, Sandra. Are there any more good guys? No. Well, perhaps Chubby Fingers. Setting himself up for a karmic cycle that's going to be a tough one. But if Brian Albert flipped, he'd be smart too. I think he should. I think all of these people should flip. I would be running to the FBI. Club Fed is funny when you're listening to it on YouTube, but I don't really want to experience it. So, I think this is what I think. This is not going to be an Auntie Bev. Auntie Bev, there is no intersection from this reading. I think this is a Brian Albert reading. There is a semblance of hope and humanity and dignity for him. He probably saw the writing on the wall. I can see it, and I'm not even in your state. I can't wait to tell you guys. It's not a story I can even it's not a big deal. But when you see it, you'll understand where I'm going. So what we have, all roads lead back to Birchmore. We have Josh Levy, and we have John O'Keefe here. In conclusion, there's no intersection at this moment of Auntie Bev and Brian at all. This is the intersection of perhaps Brian going to the light. Good. Everyone should go to the light. You don't lose in the light. No, nothing bad happens at noon. You always hear that. Nothing good happens at 3 a.m. What I'm getting from this is he and his Bennifer, they perhaps knew that this fight was happening. They got the cavalry ready. And they spun the wheel. And that little fool ran right into this trap. And he definitely got overkilled. And I honestly think that Brian, I don't know. I don't even know if I can post this. So if you see it, then I got the okay, because I think Brian Albert flipped. And go Brian Albert. That's the first nice thing I've heard about you. And I respect it. You should flip. You're screwed. So I think that they overkilled this poor guy, and somebody made him an offer and was like, they were like, somebody, and I'm going to guess that it was Josh Levy, said, look, we don't want you. We want Chubby Fingers. Tell us what you know. Because if you make a deal with me, these sleepless nights are over. You don't have to run away. Sign the contract. Do it. Come to the light. Because what we want is Chubby. We want our Chubby Fingers. And then all roads lead back to Birchmore. Go, Sandra, go. So that's what I think this is. I think this is a reading that Brian Albert saw the light. Good. We should all send him love and light. See? Look how good. When you send love and light, big things happen. And I think that's what we just read. I think Brian Albert came to Jesus moment, which is a good. I am proud of him. And if that's what we just picked up, I'm getting it really hard. That was John's here too. There was a fight and he didn't have a chance. There's some, and here's Jennifer. This could be John's mother. Hi, Peggy. Peggy, things are maybe that I don't know what they want. I don't know, but my guess is that they're not after Brian Albert. What they want is Chubby Fingers. And I have been doing some research on Mr. Chubby Fingers, and let's just say that the Whitey Bulger case and the connection to Canton leads straight to Chubby Fingers. Maybe that's where the feds got into. I mean, Chubby Fingers. That's what. So I'm gonna stand by the cards, and I'm gonna stick to this. I think what we just accidentally stumbled upon was that the Brian has had a come to Jesus moment, and he answered the call, which is awesome, and I am proud. And I would also ask everyone to send love and light to him, because maybe it wasn't an easy decision, but he was really stressed out, and he was up late. Oh yeah, he was up, stressed out. Everyone, the feds were putting on pressure, and they don't want. That's, I think, I'm going to stick by it. But I think what we just stumbled upon is that Brian Albert just flipped, or I don't know what the timeline is, but what I'm getting here, there's no darkness. I was feeling darkness before we went in, and that's why we stopped in Sage, reset sacred space. I think that what we just stumbled upon is good news for the good guys, because if they got someone like Brian Albert to flip for them, perhaps that's what this says, and I'm going to stick by it. And we didn't need to use, not yet, Miss Patty's wonderful, beautiful cards. I can't wait to use them. Maybe we'll do another reading. So I will love you and leave you. There's not that much. I mean, we don't have to redo it. In conclusion, I think that Brian Albert flipped. And I want to give him a high five and send lots of love and light, because perhaps he had to dig deep. Perhaps he got to do some healing, which is wonderful. When you heal yourself, you heal the generations before you and the generations behind you. So perhaps his kids won't be as delinquent as he was. And I'll leave you with the three. We have Josh Levy, John O'Keefe, and Sandra Birchmore. All roads lead to Birchmore. Well, that was a pleasant surprise, and that's what the energy is that I just got. If that resonates with you, let me know. That's awesome. I'm proud. I'm so proud. I feel like I'm a proud mama. Like, he found self-love. He found his worth. Maybe. That's what these cards said, and I'm going to stick to it. So with that, I will love you and leave you. Thank you. Today, I would like to do a reading, a mashup of Brian, Albert, and John. And the cat is here to say hello to everyone. Welcome. So I'd like to do a reading. I just sacred space and called in the quarters. And I would like to might have to pause you if he's still yelling at me. I'd like to do Brian Albert and John O'Keefe's energy and see what they can say to each other, or what their energy will tell us next to each other. Well, we've done Higgins, Matt, and Kevin Albert, and all three of them got fights. So there's 3-on-1 already. Did I do Colin and John? I don't know if I did Colin and John. I'll check it after this, but for right now, I'd like to do Brian Albert and John O'Keefe. And we just had a jumper. Well, are you kidding me? This is the jumper. This is the archetype of Brian Albert. To find out archetypes, if you've watched a few of these, this is probably getting old. But to find the archetypes, you find someone's birthday, find the corresponding major arcana card that goes with their birthday, and that's how you find the archetype. And this happens to be Brian Albert's. Oh boy. Whew. I'm already sweating. Okay. Well, that was a strong start. All right. So we're going to do Brian Albert. We'll do Brian on the left, John O'Keefe on the right. Here's Jen McCabe. This is like Sticky Fingers from the Idaho case. She comes to everything. Literally everything. I wonder how she's doing. If you're looking at the chapters, just hit fast forward. I don't know what to say. Okay, thank you so much for using your Google. I've done that too. And I understand that it says that he received his bar license in 1982. What is his bar license number? That's what I want to know. It's not, and if you find it, please send it over. I appreciate the Google drop. That was awesome. That's not what I'm looking for. I can tell you right now, he doesn't have a bar license. But I could be wrong. If he has a bar license, I want the number, and it should be really easy. It should be as easy as finding that he got it in 82. Funny. And if you find it, I would love to see it. That's what I'm saying. He does not have a bar license. I know what Google says. That's fine. That's cute. But I can tell you right now, if you find a bar license, I'll give you like a free reading. I can tell you right now, he does. Perhaps. We have a whole little team, including myself, and we've never found it. So that's Idaho 4 DA. He doesn't have a bar license, and if someone finds it, you can have a free reading, because I'd bet you a lot that he doesn't. So I don't know why I just started talking. Oh, because here's Sticky Fingers and Jen McCabe now. Here's Colin Albert. Or John. Oh, I'd love to see. I've already said that Brian Albert has mommy issues. I know that. I mean, you don't get to be this lack of love. He's not normal, but I would say, let me see how the top is faring. Oh, and I just did a reading and the top didn't work, so sorry. Yeah, he has mommy issues. We already knew that. And I think he was touched. I've also mentioned that. That's just my opinion based the cards told me. I don't like going into John's energy. It makes me really sad. Okay. And I think it just makes me sad because I think I need to send him to the light. He needs to like cleanse. That's probably why. I don't think he's gone yet. I think he's waiting for this. I'll meditate and chat with him and just see if there's anything I can help him with. Well, Brian Albert is 100% balls deep and he's here. and so is his little girlfriend. And his mommy issues are here. Okay, so where do we want to start with him? See, this isn't showing him fighting now. That's the thing. The people we have gotten that are showing him fight are them fighting John. Higgins, Matt, and Kevin, not Brian. That's weird. Sean is going through the motions. That's the name of his channel. I highly love him and recommend him. And Sean is convinced. So we have Sergio at Truth Revealed, convinced Higgins did it. We have Sean going through the motions, convinced Brian Albert did it. And I am telling you that the energies are not showing Brian on it. Higgins, yes. There's no fighting cards here for Brian, but what there is, let's start this. Well, there's a little, this is both of Colin Albert. Yep, he's here. There is a magician, little smoke and mirrors. It's not always what it seems. You pull stuff out of a hat, it's tricks. Yeah, and there's a contract, keep your mouth shut. I'm telling you, I wonder if he was like, there's no way he didn't fight. Like, I don't think he could have. This is the King of Swords, who is, I mean, same with the Queen. She can cut your head off or open a letter. And he's already holding it. He's looking straight at you. He's not looking towards the past or the future. He's in this moment, and he is holding his sword in, what side is it? In his dominant hand. That's the right hand. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't mirrored. And he's smart. And here's another Daddy Pentacles. What if? Yeah, he'd like to walk away from what no longer serves him. Really wants to run away. Here's giving or receiving money. He just works. He's like a minion in the Idaho case. Takes orders. Wait, who's his daddy? And here's generational wealth. There's no way. If Brian Albert was there, he would have fought. Right? And who does he take orders from? I thought he was the Mac Daddy. What if Chris is the, like, what is going on? I mean, Colin, of course Colin's here. Colin's been at every single one. And then for John, it's getting repetitive because he was invited to a party. He was weighing the weight of two decisions. In my personal humble opinion, I think in those waterfall videos, he's on edge. And my husband was a police officer. I did the whole cop wife thing. I was into it. Don't worry. And there's a difference, though. I feel like he was like on edge. I don't think he was relaxed at all. But he made the decision to go to the party. There's a little thief there who didn't fight fair and made a code of silence because there's a dead little boy on the property. John's, he's like pondering. I think he needs to go to the light. I think he's been waiting. This happened with Princess Diana too. The grief was so heavy that it held her here. And one of the fun parts of being a human, everyone can do this, is when you see like ghosts or whatever, those are people, those are spirits that usually died suddenly, and they were thought they were going to work, so that's why it's on repeat. They just keep trying to go to work. So they don't know. They just need to go to the light. I think he needs to go to the light. I don't know why the Ace of Wands is here. Probably because he threw the Holy Mary for justice. And Judge Auntie Bev, I hate calling her the judge. Auntie Bev is playing the hard game of fuck around and find out, and I don't think she's making good decisions. I don't know. But, I mean, what this is saying is like Brian Albert didn't actually fight. I don't know if I even believe it. But he was instrumental in orchestrating the puppeteering. He has some serious mommy issues. I know, I've told him this since the beginning. Right, and if you're watching, they have like self-help, or you can talk to a shrink or something. Because your girlfriend and your mom, I think someone said that Nicole walked out. Well, she's not here. So good for you, Nicole. I mean, this is saying that he's like orchestrating it. There's no fighting cards here. It's just another day in Canton, of course. You know what they should do, or we should do, is like have Sergio and Sean talk. Like have Sean watch Sergio's linguistics videos analyzing Higgins, and then have Sean talk to Sergio. Because I'd be interested to see, like, they both come from federal backgrounds, and they're both either intuitively or training, picking up two different things. But neither of them include Brian Albert, right? Oh, no. Neither one of them. Yeah. Sean's is Brian Albert, and Sergio is Higgins. And they're super low vibration. This is Ashley at The Reckoning. I literally talk about her every single day. I almost didn't use her cards last reading, and it felt like I was cheating on her. You know when you go get your haircut from the same lady for years? I still do that. If my lady moved, well, she's not a lady, she's a girl, but she moved like an hour or two away, I still go to her. I mean, this is low vibration, political. They were friends, but somebody got themselves in debt. I would call this karmic debt. Yeah. And there's treason, and someone's regretful. Power supply, and a couple. Con man. There was strategy. Hiding behind the name of the church, Church of Christ. Okay, this has already told us this is much bigger than Canton. That this organization, that's just what I call it, because in Idaho, I didn't know what to call it. And I think it is fitting for this too, because we are getting afternoon traffic in a lot of these readings. And if we go into the swinger thing, that might help us explain a few things. And maybe why, like, there's so much influence. Like, if you are wondering how a state-run corruption scheme it looks, look at this, the mayor, super mayor Tiffany something in Illinois. There's a kid named Hannibal something who did a deep, well, he does a lot of coverage on it, but he shows like how the Democratic National Convention, and they like all, the thing that Massachusetts has that Illinois doesn't is this new DA or AG, can't remember his name. He's like the savior. He just wears a white hat. He wants to do the right thing. Well, this is a little bit of a conundrum for us, but not for anyone else. The thing that's confusing is Brian is not fighting. He's not even, I mean, what is the name of that? In 2001, there was a military ball at a really expensive restaurant. It's like a conference center in downtown Boston. You can see Fenway Park. It looks out over the top of the watchtower. I can't remember the name of it, but allegedly. I mean, it's probably as far away as a Google search, but I can't, all of my stuff's being used. He kicked in somebody's teeth at that event in 2001, and they had to send him off to Vermont. I'm nervous of all this Vermont stuff. Then, this is all on Sean's channel. There was a guy, and I know everyone knows who I'm talking about. He's in the picture when Sean plays, like, the Margaret, some cheesy 80s song. Eddie, I think is his name. I think he, like, almost killed Eddie in a fight. There was a firefighter who they thought he was dead before he hit the ground, but he ends up living. So for Brian's pattern of behavior is not leading to standing by and orchestrating this. It does say he is the smartest person in the room. I mean, when you think like a criminal, I don't know how smart any of these people are. Obviously, look at Lally. And I think they're just used to not being held accountable. So I don't think like they're that smart. I just don't think that they've ever been held accountable for anything. And I mean, this is saying that Brian didn't fight. Well, if anyone's getting something new or different, let me know what you guys are getting. Because it's like, it doesn't feel right. There's something off with this. Or maybe it's just like, I watched a lot of research. I wouldn't call it research. I just watched a lot of stuff on it. But that's what I got for Brian. So Brian's done. We have Colin, Paul, and Chris for John left. I don't know if I'm going to do it today or tomorrow, but if anyone's getting anything on that, if you're an intuitive and you feel anything, let me know. And with that, I will love you and leave you. I don't really know what just happened. Well, I guess. I mean, I do know what it said. All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Matt, McCabe, and Brian Albert right now as a mashup. Welcome. My name is Kate. If you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. I also, if you'd like to book a reading, the link is in the bio. I saw a question about looking into Missy Wicks, and I watched the Hulu documentary. And yeah, I want to look into her. I think it's the Travis kid that did it. That was what my initial reaction was. So I will look into that. And thank you so much for the idea. Today I want to do Matt McCabe and Brian Albert as the mashup. The mashups are not competition. The energy was so intertwined. This is called an enmeshment in quantum world. And it's so intertwined that we were reading through everything super fast because there's no individualism. And so the mashups was one of our lovely, wonderful friends. Thank you. Idea. Somehow we we create this idea of putting the energies together. And when we did the mashup of Matt and Higgins, it looked like Matt was balls deep in this. And I saw a few comments about, and I'm rolling my eyes hard because there's no evidence that says that. And I roll my eyes in real life, and I'm rolling my eyes to you right now because the evidence that we have, I mean, we have a prosecutor under investigation. We have a DA under investigation. We have liars on the stand. Like, whose word are we taking? Well, I'm not taking theirs, I'll tell you that. And I just read energy here. This is all for entertainment purposes only. There are no facts here. Please do your own research. Everyone has Google. And ask yourself, did I Google this? Or can I Google this? I just said in the last reading. My name on Reddit used to be "Did you Google it?" So today we're gonna do Matt McCabe and Brian Albert as the mashup. We have a jumper. We're gonna do Albert on the left and Matt McCabe on the right. Bennifer is here in all of her glory, and we had two jumpers. Jumpers. Yikes. Here's Jen McCabe. It's her archetype. There are no facts here. I am literally reading energy, and to find an archetype, you find the person's birthday and the corresponding card with the major arcana card that corresponds with their birthday. We got to do a fire lesson in Idaho 4 case because one of the psycho mothers, in my opinion, it is very hard to dispute if you do any research, kept getting a fire sign or something kept happening with her in fire. And so we got to learn all of the fire signs. I should probably find that. So Bennifer, Jen McCabe is here with all of her lusty glory. She's naked. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So, make sure you guys can see this if you're in the balcony. Yikes. Yep. Up. Okay. So, what I'm looking at here. Okay, wait. Let me make sure you guys can see. Which way does this need to go? Can this stuff? There we go. Okay. Oh, wait. It actually needs to go this way. So, there you go, balcony. Okay. So, we had, this must be Matt. Okay. Why don't we start with Matt McCabe? Matt McCabe, I think, is going to be our outlier, and I did not have that on my bingo card that Matt McCabe was going to be completely 100% involved. I saw a comment on Facebook or Insta that said, perhaps the fairies were playing with me. Perhaps. Yeah, that's fine. And that Matt didn't have anything to do with this. Well, I just read energy, and what I'm looking at is, I'm sorry, I did. And this is the third reading that we've gotten that his energy is highly problematic for their little story. Well, we'll start with Matthew. Come to the party, it's going to be so fun. We know he's pondering and he's thinking of ways he can get out of here. This is the D card. We know that his wife has stepped out on him. And perhaps the feds have the evidence in the cloud. The three people who thought of this, I didn't give him any credit for smarts or anything cool. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because he thought he worked hard for his money, and then all of a sudden there was a huge influx of money. While Matthew is playing dumb, I think Jen McCabe, the Sergio at the right, what was his name? Truth Revealed, thinks that Jen was playing dumb on the stand. I thought she was just combative and highly irritable, like she's irritating. But we have, for Brian Albert himself. Well, we'll start with the dead boy. He ran into a fight and he called other little pages in. This has represented his nephew in the past. No facts here. Do your own research. I'm literally a chick with a tarot deck. There was an agreement to make a deal with lots and lots of money. And perhaps he has mommy issues. That's not my problem. And he'd like to walk away from what no longer serves him. So yeah. This is about to die. I just flashed that it only had less than 10%. So we're going to try to quickly get through. Ashley over the Reckoning. I talk about her every day. Love her. Go check her out. These are her Whispers of the Unsolved. This flight air travel, we have gotten every reading for Matt. I don't know where he's going, what he's doing. Love. That walked out the door. We have a con man. Yeah, both of them are con men. A couple. Yeah, which one? Bennifer's banging both of them. Allegedly. For entertainment purposes only. There's a power supply and a cover-up and a burial. This is mind control. They brought gifts. They have timeline issues because they're greed, trafficking. Their intuition was talking to them. Here's our top secret trip. There was a witness. This is, Steve over on Sean's channel. He's the first witness who came out, who literally put everything on the line. He's known Brian Albert forever, and he had to come forward with the truth. He told Yannetti, I think. Can't confirm their story, timeline. It's all a distraction. Yeah, it was political, we know, friends. Okay. So Brian Albert and Matt McCabe were together. I didn't give Matt McCabe enough credit. I think he's actually a lot smarter than I thought. Dead little boy. I mean, this is an overkill to death. Nobody's getting up from this. He has 10 swords. He was stabbed in the back by his friends. They did a lot of wheeling and dealing. So I'm going to go charge this because I don't want it to die. And then we are going to do something else. I would like to thank you for coming. Have a nice day. I love you. You're going to see the sweatshirt again because as soon as it's done charging, we're going into something else. I will love you and leave you. Thanks again. I mean, I don't work for the FBI, but if I did.
Conspiracy, the claims against the Massachusetts State Police would be negligent training, supervision, and retention of Massachusetts State Police troopers. It's Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, Matthew McCabe, Jennifer McCabe, and Brian Higgins.
Today I'd like to do a reading.
How the world works, to question government, question authority, question with the people around you. Don't just buy into anything because you're ignorant and ill-informed. Question everything.